Welcome to the Boxing Bookie. We are back. It's good to be back. Glad to have everyone here. Going to start in just a moment here. It's good to have everyone aboard. Quick show today. Want to get to any questions, comments, thoughts, super chats y'all may have. Lot to get into. Before we get into that, let me pay the bills first, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me all forms of social media, 3D Boxing, 3D Boxing Blog. Make sure to join the Patreon. Link is in the description. It's also in that little ticket below. Just $5 a month gets you the absolute best gambling advice anywhere in the known boxing universe. Just $5 a month gets you access to the Discord. What up, David? It gets you access to the Discord. It gets you asked to bookie anything. It gets you request a video. It gets you the absolute best gambling advice anywhere in the known boxing universe. So join the Patreon. Link is in the description. Just $5 a month. Gets you the absolute best gambling advice. We also stream fights there, do a lot of fun stuff. So join the Patreon, $5 a month. Link is in the description. It's also a little ticker below. It's pinned in the chat. Plenty of places to join. After you guys do that, you guys know where you have to go over to carnivalbar.com. Make sure to go to carnivalbar.com. It's the nutrition of a steak, the convenience of a bar. It's a meal in your pocket. It's the world's only high-fat grass-finished beef bar that replaces a meal while on the move in stores for years. Get your travel, autonomy, and freedom back. That's the Carnival Bar. CarnivalBar.com. Use promo code BOXING at checkout to save 10%. CarnivalBar.com. Use promo code BOXING at checkout to save 10%. All right, let's get into today's show. How's it going, En? How's it going, my man? A lot to get into today. Lock of the Week will be out tomorrow. I will be doing most likely an afternoon show tomorrow, probably around 3:30, something like that. And then that's Thursday. Friday, I'll be doing two shows as well. So I'll have two shows, Thursday and Friday, and then Saturday I'll do one show on Thursday, two shows on Friday, and then Saturday I will recap everything. And what up, muscles? What up, muscle? I will do a recap show on Saturday, and we'll count all of our money. But we got a lot to get into today. So without any further ado, let me pull up the pro boxing odds. Let me see if they've added anything else, any additional fights, and then we'll look at the DraftKings book. And guys, in the interim, feel free to put in any questions, comments, thoughts, super chats in the comments. I will read them and address them. All right. FanDuel added some stuff. This is an interesting. Justin Valoria, minus 1,200. I think this is safe to add to your parlays. Hang on. Also, I dropped the Chris Billum-Smith and Brandon Glanton video. That is live as well today. That was dropped about an hour ago, I would say. I don't know. Let me see. It was dropped an hour ago already. So, guys, make sure to check out that video. I got Billum-Smith versus Glanton. That is live. I'm going to get to another fight tomorrow and then Friday as well. So I'll get two more fights out for you guys, trying to bring you all as much content as possible. And then I'll have those shows. I have 4 shows lined up over the next couple of days. All right, Danilo Diaz. What card is this on? Oh, this is on the Golden Boy card too. Okay. Interesting. This is something we want to bet on. I can get you a little decent parlay on this for sure. Interesting. All right, that's going to take me to my first parlay. I got Justin Valoria. Oh, we don't have this. Danilo Diaz. Guys, if you guys have FanDuel, add this to your parlay. I like that's an easy money win right there. Valoria at minus 1,200 and Eric Tudor at minus 600. It's a decent little parlay right there. I want to add something to it for sure. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't realize that was on the Golden Boy card. That's an interesting bet right there. I got a lot of money on Glanton and Vidal this weekend. I like both those bets. I think Vidal and Glanton both win. Vidal looks like a lock. I think so. You know, I don't like to call anything a lock, but Vidal looks really, really good. Well, I call something a lock every week, but you know what I mean. Not a lot of gives me for any parlays this weekend. I really need Glanton to clutch up. I like Glanton. I like Glanton. I like the over. I don't have an over prop on that bet. Does anyone have an over on CBS and Glanton? Does anyone have an over prop on that? I like Glanton a lot too. I'm going to put a standalone bet on Glanton. I'm a little worried about the scorecards though. I'm more than a little worried about the scorecards in that. Hey, someone just put in an order. Someone just put in an order for carnivalbar.com and use promo code BOXING at checkout. Someone just put in an order, so I appreciate that, whoever that was. All right. Valoria, this is a two-leg parlay that I like. I'm going to play this. Tudor Valoria, it's minus 385. I don't think it, the odds aren't spectacular on it, but it's going to hit, and I like it a lot. I'm gonna throw some money on this little two-leg parlay. I'm gonna give you guys another parlay later in the week. He says you don't think that Glanton stops him? He could win by KO. Look, Bill Smith is durable as hell. Glanton could stop him. Glanton's got good power. He's not spectacular. He's not crazy power, but he's got good power. I definitely think Glanton could stop him. But it's going to come later in the fight. Bill Smith is rugged. Bill Smith's got a really, really, really durable chin. He's got a good gas tank. Bill Smith doesn't suck. I don't think he's going to win the fight, and it could go the distance, or he could get knocked out. I don't see he doesn't throw the jab enough. He doesn't have enough volume to keep Glanton off of him. He doesn't move, so he's not going to keep Glanton off of him that way. And he's not good on the inside. He just hugs and mauls you on the inside. He's physically strong, but Glanton's going to rip him apart on the inside. So I like Glanton to win this fight. I'm a little worried about the scorecards, but I not enough to detract me from this. I'm going to bet. I love the odds. I love Glanton at minus 110. The bookies are telling you that this fight is 50-50. I don't think that it is. I think Glenn's a wide favorite in this fight, as I think Riley is a wide favorite in this fight. I like both of them. I think I'm going to throw this as a parlay. Valoria and Tudor, and Riley is another parlay I like. All right, so I'm going to get to Liam Smith and Aaron McKenna as well. I'm going to get to that one. And I'm going to get to Valoria and Young, I think. Or I might get to Ribaldo and Atori. I don't know if I can find any info on it. So I'm interested in this fight, but I don't know anything about Dante Atori. Let me look for him real quick. Let me see if I can find. I don't even know who that is. I don't know who that is, and I know all the fighters. I have no idea who that is. Give me one more second. All right, I can find a little bit of content on Dante Atori. Got one fight here, two fights here. Well, I may be able to get a video on that fight. That may be my. Is it Riley? I've heard something like that. I don't know, Sagu. I'm not. that's not my field, but yeah, I think he's got a social media following. Yes, sir. How's it going? I got a lot of money on Glanton and Vidal. I like that. Vidal looks like a lock. Not a lot. Okay, this is where I left off. Not a lot. Not a lot of give me parlays this weekend. I think Glanton it comes up clutch. I think Glanton wins this fight. You think Glanton stops him? I addressed that. Now he could. I like the over, and I like Glanton by stop. I like Glanton to win on the money line, and I like the over. That's what I'm trying to say. Distance is minus 174. Not to go the distance is plus 136. I'm looking for the over. I think late knockout is definitely on the table. I'm looking for the over. I don't necessarily want the distance. I'm not convinced on the distance. So I'm guessing the over is going to be around minus 200, which isn't terrible. Over 8.5 is minus 350. Oh, I would like that. I would over 8.5 is minus 350. I'd rather take the plus 100 on Glanton. Yeah. I think both are good bets. I think both are good bets. How do you feel about Tudor going over? I like the over on Tudor. It depends on what the odds are, but my guess, my prediction in that fight is Tudor by decision. So if you can get Tudor by decision, if you can get over 8.5, even the fight to go the distance, I would take. But anything like that, I would do. Hello, how are we doing? I'm good, Miran. I'm good. Tudor over 8.5 is a lock. I think so. Bath boy, bet. What up? What up, Beth? I think so. I mean, someone else could probably be more of a help on that than I. But Vito Riley is a fighter, and he's a damn good one. And I think he definitely wins this week. Who you got lock of the week? I'm going to release the lock of the week tomorrow. I'm going to go through my bets in a little bit, and I'm going to release the lock of the week tomorrow. I think CBS can get stopped as he's taken a lot of damage against Zorro. Potentially. Damn near, if Glanton does stop him, he doesn't win. It's possible. That's what gives me some hesitation on Glanton. CBS decision. It's possible. Zorro was hitting him clean flush too. CBS has one hell of a chin. CBS is a durable fighter. That's why I kind of like the over. Eubank over. I like the over on Eubank. I like the over on these high level fights, I tend to like the over. All right. Do I have this up there? Let me take this down. Let me get to my book. Guys, give me 1 second. I need to check something on my phone real quick. Hang on. All right. Glanton, not as good as Zordo, though, if we're being honest. They're different fighters. They're different. Glanton is on you. He can get inside and he stays on you. He's a very different fighter than Zordo, but I would agree Zordo's better than Glanton, but it's stylistically very different. Bill Smith is going to have to beat Glanton on the outside and keep him on the outside. I don't think he can do that. Bill Smith is not the biggest hitter either. He's not a big volume guy. I can't see him keeping Glenn on the outside consistently. I think Glenn gets on the inside more often than he does. Then the question becomes, can he wear him down? Can he break him down? Can he get a stoppage? Or do we go the distance? Now, if we go the distance, Glenton's going to be fighting the judges. We know that. Glenn's going to be fighting the judges. So the question is, can he stop him? Does it go the distance? That's a valid question. I think we get late into the fight either way. I don't think there's an early knockout. But it's an interesting fight. On the inside, Glenn can Bill Smith survive? Bill Smith is a strong guy who just hugs and mauls you on the inside. He doesn't like to fight on the inside. Glenn likes to fight on the inside. So there's going to be a couple of things. How much rough housing does the ref go on? Let go on? Does he let Glenn work? Does he break him immediately? There's a lot to this, right? There's a lot of things to look at in this fight. Ben versus Eubank is not a high-level fight, man. Easy, nice work for Eubank. I think so, too. You guys, if you are out on Eubank might be a part of my lock of the week. I was studying more of the tape. I genuinely think this is a mismatch. I'd go as far as to say it's if Ben wins, it's an upset. Well, yeah, it's an upset if Ben wins. I think Glanton, Vidal, McKenna, Ben, Eubank over 8.5. Hope it's it. I took Glanton, Vidal, McKenna, Ben Eubank over 8.5. Glanton wins, Vidal wins, McKenna. I haven't gotten to McKenna. That's next. I'm going to get to McKenna and Vidal next, I believe. I like Smith and Connor. I think Smith's performance against Eubank was not a one-off. He's a good, accurate fighter, and I don't think McKenna has the experience to beat him. I like Smith and McKenna. I like Smith. I'm going to get back to you on the Smith thing. I haven't gotten to that fight yet. I've been busy on the other fights. I'm going to get to it. My gut's telling me McKenna, but I don't rate McKenna that high. And if Smith still has plenty left in the tank, he could definitely win that fight. I don't hate that as a take. DJ HDZ, Glanton looks slick. I don't know if I trust a Brit against a tough, slick American. The only thing that gives me question is the judging, really. But McKenna, but CBS makes such ugly fights. Like, his fights are so ugly. I think the judges are going to go error on the side of Glanton. The guy bringing the fight, the guy landing the clean shots on the inside. Bill Smith is just going to hold and jab. McKenna and Smith, I like McKenna a lot in that fight. I don't hate that as a take. And Connor threw the right hand a lot. Overhand and straight. I believe that's a weakness for Eubank. All right. I mean, look, I don't believe in the explosiveness and the power of Ben anymore. I could be wrong. He got outboxed by Dobson in a lot of spots. Dobson gave him a really, really tough fight. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Judges in the UK are fair. Barbosa got a fair shake. And he did. No, he did. Maurice Hooker won his belt against Flanagan in a fair decision. But like Andre Durrell and Carl Froch, was that a fair decision? I can give you some bad decisions in the UK for the UK fighter. I agree. It's not Texas. I agree. But there's been what was the hang on. Why is my brain not working? Hang on. Luis Alberto Lopez got the close decision that he deserved over Warrington in Leeds. And that was a very close fight. And I had it 115, 113 for Lopez and the judges score. So, yeah, I mean, you can find really, really fair cards. I agree with that take. Glenn is confident too in recent content. Glenn's good, man. I like Glenn in that fight. I think the odds are great. I'm going to throw some money on Glenn. I just can't seem to put my money on Smith with his entire head of white hair. He does look old, but to be fair, he's always had that head of hair. I get what you're saying, though. Is there any recent tape on Glenn? Yeah, I've got a ton of recent tape on him. All of his pro box fights. Yeah, he's got a bunch of recent tape on him. Appreciate you, DJ. Appreciate you. Thanks for the content, G. Thank you for the $5 super chat, DJ. I appreciate you. Thank you, my man. Appreciate the super chat. Super chats are always appreciated. Eubank couldn't even stop Marcus Morrison, who is English level. I think the fight goes the distance. I like the over in Eubank and Ben. I do. Recently, the judging has been better. I can't think of a bad decision for the fighter abroad recently. Yeah, recently it's been good. I don't think Dobson gave him a tough fight. I thought he did. I thought he won, and I went overboard, and I was hyperbolic when I was talking to Chilltown the other day. But I thought the fight was way more difficult than it had to be. Connor's toughest fight was probably Cedric Pianad. The Orozco fight was tough too. Wow. He hasn't looked good. He hasn't looked explosive. If you're struggling with Dobson, you're not beating a 160-pounder in Eubank. Okay, David, if you disagree with me, that's fine. Like, that's fine. I just can't see him winning. The last two, yeah, you can get his last two fights. His last two fights, let me look him up. I watched 3 Glanton fights. One was like a second round knockout or something like that. Yeah, his last 2 fights. Okay, so these are the fights I watched. I watched the Alexei Urgarov fight. I watched the Carlos Fermenta Romero fight. And then I watched the David Light fight. So you can get the ones on Pro Box. 10-round split decision, 3rd round knockout, 11th round knockout. You can get those. I've got all those. Those are the fights I taped them on. Miron says, Eubank is a legitimate puncher at his weight. Matchroom has been very strategic in his matchmaking to make Ben seem as a puncher. Eubank's chin is durable. Ben got dropped by a Frenchman. He beat the Russian in round 11. He might have lost on the cards too. It was close and in Russia. Ben has fought no one at world level. I fought Algieri. He fought Algieri. And you say Algieri was old and washed, and that's fair. Forget world level. Forget in form of British, European, even fringe world level. I think Eubank wipes him out. Yeah. You can go to Pro Box and get the 2 Glanton fights. You can go on Pro Box and get them. The Pro Box cards. The Pro Box fights were Carlos Fermenta Romero and David Light. You can get those on Pro Box, and then Urgarov. I found tape on him. I don't remember where I found it. I think maybe Daily Motion had the Urgarov fight. Algieri came from, Algieri, and I talked to Algieri. Algieri only walks around about 156 pounds, so it's a very small 147. He said he only fought ever at 147 for the money. If you look at the 3 fights, he made a lot of money in those 3 fights. That's Pacquiao, that's Spence, Khan, and Ben. Those are the only times he fought at 147. And he made a lot of money in those fights, so. Yeah, next weekend is going to be dope. All right, let me get into my book. And then I will get into all this in just a second. Hang on. All right. Justin Valoria. Easy money. Throw this in your parlay. Justin Valoria wins this fight against Alejandro Hung. Good bet. Eric 2 at -6. I'm going to put some money on this 2-leg parlay on Friday. I'm going to throw some money at it. It'll hit. I like Riley a lot at -185. I like Brandon Glanton. These are the 2 I like. Anthony Yard, I'm laying all this. I'm not betting on Anthony Yard at -900. I'm just not touching it. I don't have enough confidence to even include Yard in my parlay at -900. I've not gotten to this fight yet. I've not touched this fight. I haven't gotten to the tape on it. I will get to it either Thursday or Friday. And then I love Eubank. You guys can say what you want. I love Eubank. I think this is easy money. I like Eubank. I like the over 8.5. I like both those bets. I think you can't go wrong with either one of them. I think Eubank and Tudor is a great little parlay. I think it's a really, really good parlay. I would look to get in on that. Eubank, Riley, I think is a good parlay. Plus 144, 2-leg parlay right there. Minus 118, Eubank, Tudor. I like this a lot. I like this a lot. Eubank, Tudor, get in on this, lock this in. That's a parlay right there. Lock it up. I'm a big fan of this bet. Bill Smith and Glanton, I don't have a prop on. I like the over, and I like Glanton in that fight. I'm going to try to get to this. Sonny Robledo and Dante Ettore. I don't know anything about Dante Ettore, so I'm going to try to get some tape on that. Vidal Riley, I like Chris Bill Smith and Brendan Glenn. I like Glenn. I like the over if you can get it. Yard and Arthur, I'm staying away from entirely. Smith and McKenna, staying away from until I look at the tape. Let me get to the tape, and then I'll get back to you on this one. Eubank and Ben, I love Eubank. Eubank's going to be a part of my lock, guys. I really, really like Eubank in this fight. But that's it. That's all the fights we kind of have this week. And then next week's obviously spectacular. And next week is obviously a huge week. Let me get to some more of these. Eubank doesn't train hard. He spars bums. Ben apparently dropped William Skull. I think Riley is a fraud and will be exposed. I don't see that at all, but we'll find out, Rambler. I don't see that. Scummy from Ben Camp releasing that. If it's true, he's not training for the biggest fight. If Eubank wipes him out, makes him look like a clown. I can't see Ben Eubank not taking this fight seriously. They've talked about this fight forever. This is an important fight for both people. I think Bennett is definitely live for the upset. Very confident. Might be on the eggs again. And Eubank is on rehydration clause, so he could rehydrate fully. Got stopped before. All right, guys. Let me know if you have any last-minute questions, comments, thoughts, super chats. I will be live again tomorrow. I will go live again tomorrow, probably in the afternoon, but I will post it. But I'm gonna have my official predictions. I'm gonna get to these other fights here. Eubank has a glass jaw. I mean, are we being a little hyperbolic that he's got a glass jaw? He's got up to 68. He's only been knocked out once in 37 fights, and that was with Liam Smith. He got hit, but he went the distance at 168 with James DeGale. Was not a hitter. George Groves, Yildirim, Arthur Abraham. I don't know that that's a fair assessment. I don't know that that's fair, that he's got a glass chin. Good thing, and it's also a 147 pounder that doesn't hit hard anymore. So factor that in the mix. Good point, Jeff. Good point. That's a fair point, guys. Let me check one thing out first. Guys, please smash the like button. Subscribe if you have not. Join the Patreon if you have not. Guys, please smash the like button for me real quick. All right. I'm going to wrap this up, guys. I appreciate everyone. He's been knocked out once, and he fought once. I don't know if that's a fair assessment of things. All right, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Leave your thoughts, comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. He got one of the most durable chins. All right, guys, I'm going to let y'all debate whether or not, and that's going to be my poll question on the next show. George Groves hits very hard, and it works. It was at 168. He was very small. I would not say Eubank Jr. has a glass chin. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. Appreciate everyone. I will go live tomorrow. The Vidal and I'm sorry, the CBS and Glanton video is live, as is the Vidal Riley and Clark video as well. It is April 23rd, 2025, from Texas to the world. Thank y'all, and God.
Don't miss a tweet, post, story, or video. 3D Boxing is on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Hit the subscribe button now to stay inside the ring.